Yo, and welcome back to the iSpooge live stream. Today we're doing a cooking session on some gear I just bought, an indoor griddle. I'm not going to touch the camera because it's still a little finicky with the USB wire, but I got this little fancy 2-burner electric griddle, and I tweeted, I don't know why it took so long to think of this, but yeah, I've been using like camp stoves to make a certain recipe in the park a lot. And here you can see some olive oil that was in my trunk. Just barely thawing out. It's cold enough outside to turn it solid. For reference, it's probably 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm not in the chat right now. Let me go to the chat. There it is. Pop out the chat. All right. So hopefully the audio quality is good. And let me make sure it's still configured properly. All right. Maybe we'll turn the volume up a little bit since it's not actually on my breast. Okay, so YouTube is not receiving enough info to smoothly stream. Well, that's okay. Hey, how's it going, Carol? Welcome. All right, I'm gonna pause my replay view. Hopefully everything stays okay. I might be a little absent. You can see what I'm doing though. Pretty good shot, I think. So I haven't turned this thing on yet at all. I don't know. Should probably wipe it down a little bit. Just remove any manufacturing residue off it. So I haven't eaten in quite a while. I'm so tired of going to the fast food restaurants. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. I've got the microphone down here instead of being wired up to it so I don't get caught up. Right, so I got this pan as well that I thought should fit on there, and actually the pan that I have might fit on there as well, but I guess this was like $30. It's clean. I wish that the handle came off more like a camp pan. Like, one nice thing about being in the city is being so close to REI. I went to the Bay Area a week ago. Happy holidays. And yeah, I was thinking about going to REI and getting something, like, I didn't know what. But yeah, like, nice compact pots would be nice. But I'll just go ahead and open this one and use it. It's not too bad. I can always give it away or something. Clean that one out a little bit as well once over. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Check. I'll give a little volume because I'm further away. So I was thinking this is enough. Thank you for that. So it looks like audio is okay. Hi Kyle, how you doing? So I was thinking like this is like a little investment for a portable pop-up as well too. Like now that I have this, I just need food. I've got a few recipes that just use one pot that I'd used in the bachelor pad type living situation, you know? So a lot of that stuff was non-vegan, unfortunately, so I've got to come up with a bunch of new stuff, like my omelets and my quesadillas and stuff from before I was vegan, but that's okay. So this thing looks like it has settings going up to 400 degrees, so that should be enough to get some stuff boiling. My day's going good, Kyle, thanks a lot. It's my Sunday, so I've been doing just errands in the morning and then coding stuff, whatever, in the afternoon. Let me like get a towel so that I don't have to touch this thing wet. Still not 100% sure of my frame, like where you guys can see me and whatnot. So, live chat. All right. So, then I have some whatever wooden utensils. Strainer for the black beans, and you can see when I cook in the park I can't wash stuff out super well and I'm in a huge hurry to get out of there. There's like water pumps coming out of the ground that I can use, so I do have some fresh flowing water out there. That's nice. But yeah, who knows what opportunities I can open up by having this little cook pad. If nothing else, I'll save a few dollars per day on food. Hope you rip some farts. Hope I ripped some farts. Not too many so far today. But hopefully after these beans, I'm about to make 2 cans of beans. Hopefully I'll rip some farts. This thing's like super greasy. Feels so good to be able to go to Target and just be like, I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff, spend, I don't know, $200. My card will definitely be good. You know what I mean? Like, that feels so good. Definitely need to be mindful of like how many of the spaces resources I use too, because I don't want to be a drain on their business, you know what I mean? Like nobody else is here, it's all good. If I would be in here with like a propane burner, that would be hella not good. But an electric one, and then doing a live stream, I can kind of make the case that I'm doing something work related, you know what I mean? So we're making a Spanish rice. So I've got all my seasonings, good 6 or 7. This is a 1-pot recipe, and so I'll be starting with instant rice. Surprisingly, white rice is better. There's some chitons or something. I don't remember exactly what in the brown rice. Got a couple containers that I had from before to take it away in. And then for the ingredients, we've got some yellow corn tortillas. So stuff like this I'll be able to save tons of money on by making fresh diced tomatoes. I also got a cutting board just in case, but there are some here in this space. And there are knives here in this space. I have a can opener. but I relied on the space having one because I didn't want to dig it out. Thankfully it's here. So yeah, diced tomatoes, black beans, tomato sauce. Maybe we can even get to the level of making tomato sauce ourselves. Get a few tomatoes, dice some, then make some sauce from like the ends or whatever. And I've just got 2 cans of each. So I was thinking I'd do a double batch, but I'm not 100% sure it's going to fit in this pot. It just barely fits in my bigger one, so I might do 2 single batches. Because I do want 3 or 4 days worth of food coming out of here. So I only have to do this like twice a week. You know what I mean? Kyle says, I hope it's while you're yeah. Yes, sir. Just gotta chug one of these cans of the magical fruit and we'll be ripping farts in no time. So let's turn this bad boy on for the first time. And there's some water droplets in the bottom. We'll wait till they sizzle off or something. Just on 200 degrees, the lowest setting. I hear it sizzling already. Do I? Not quite. So it's getting warm for sure. Probably accelerate the warming of the oil, but it's pretty much good. Let's crank it up to full, see if we blow it, pop a circuit breaker. 400 watts isn't too bad. It's pretty cool. There's 2 burners. I did feel like this was a little bit bulky and it barely fits in this bag. So I might still, and it was about the same price as single induction cooktops on Amazon. But I thought I'd just go to Target and see what they have. And yeah, this double burner one, we'll see how it goes. If I could get it half the size though, because I brought in this bag on my shoulder, plus this whole thing. Okay, there's the sizzle, y'all hear it? Let's not walk too far away so we'll get it a little bit better audio. Alright, that's going pretty good. I like the sound of that. So, we will, where did the water go? There it is. We'll start it off with a little oil. And we'll start it off with a little water. And a little rice. And it's been a couple months since I've done this recipe, so my portions might be a little off, but I just eyeball everything. Then want to be exceptionally mindful of keeping the space clean, because I want to be able to do this twice a week. Hey, what's up? Get on 436. How you been? What type of stove? It's one that I just bought. I didn't bring the box in, but it's a Bella brand something or other. I held it up earlier in the stream. If you go to the replay later, you'll see I held it up a little bit. But it's like, maybe the documentation says. This guy. So I just bought it at Target. Fold and store, and I wanted to put it into some kind of bag like this so I could discreetly carry it in, but I'm thinking like I could actually do little like cooking type events, gigs, something like that. I don't know, like personal chef or something. I don't know. I have no idea how people hire for that and whatnot, but like super affordable, like Hood Personal Chef. Hood Vegan Personal Chef. Yeah, it's working. Forgot, I think I put salt in there. Pretty low on salts. There's some salt at the space I can use. I've got some more salt in my trunk as well. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So I usually have muscle memory for this recipe, but it's been so long. So that is pretty much a double batch of rice, so maybe I'll pour half of that out for the next batch. But it's actually kind of good that I did it this way, because it's in this order, because it's while the pot's clean. So I keep adding stuff, and then I add like the less delicate stuff like beans first, and then the tomatoes are more delicate, so I add it last. I've not been to culinary school, obviously. I could stand to do a lot of studying on YouTube. Okay, let's make sure this is clean. I'm so happy about this. Like, I should have just done it without doing a live stream, but I thought like it's a little bit more legitimate if I'm busted in here cooking and if I'm doing a live stream. So it's a little sneaky, but I've not been going out into nature too much, just so locked in on just my development activities. It's the season. It's winter too, so days are super short. Like, all I can do is just keep my routine through the winter. I put in way too much water. kind of nice if that cooktop is off to just have that surface there. So I'm going to take half this out. That should be about it. Alright, so next I put the beans in. And lost the mic. Sorry. Made a big crash. Gotta be careful of that handle as well. Exercise good practices. Alright. One at a time, so I'll do this same recipe twice. Okay, can opener not working well. That's not good. Hell a week. Okay, I slightly tightened up a screw and that seems to have helped the situation. But should have dug for my own can opener. Bring your own tools. See, like, what, I didn't even think, like, come on, man. So maybe if I do it with the tightness direction of the screwdriver, of the can opener, it won't loosen itself. Go. He said sneaking in to cook. Well, I'm not sneaking in. I'm in the co-working space, but I kind of like, I'm just picturing like if the founder walked in, how would they feel about the situation? Because this is a pretty elaborate setup, right? So I couldn't just walk in and do this during the day. Okay, can opener succeeded. So rinse the beans. I used to not rinse the beans because I hate wasting anything, but I think it helps the flavor. Beans in there. So there's what we're looking like so far. We're going to put in some more salt. By Salt Max, it's good for you, despite what they say. Alright, then a lot of times I will just pour in the water of the diced tomatoes. And I'll add the actual diced tomatoes last, because I don't want them to just be like completely melted. I don't know the exact word. You added rice, tomato sauce, and what else? So no tomato sauce so far, but I'll be adding tomato sauce next. Black beans, rice, olive oil, and salt and water. So started with water and instant rice. Got the instant rice softened in the water, oil, and salt. Added beans. Let that get hot. And then I'll be adding tomato sauce if this can opener works. Seeing any kind of screwdriver. My secret spice mix. You guys can obviously see it, but you don't get the exact proportions because that's my secret. I'm not going to announce them out loud either, but if you know, you know. I got to get some regular pepper. All right. It seems to be doing a perfectly fine job. So now it's a little bit watery, and that's because we're going to add some corn tortillas, so it's going to be almost like a tortilla soup. So that'll just add some heartiness to it. A good, 100 calories each? So a good few hundred calories by adding a few tortillas. So its purpose is simply to put on some weight, you know. There's a few hundred extra calories right there. Hella tasty. So I just break it up, little pieces. They absorb a lot of that extra water, and then it'll start to resemble the Spanish rice that you would expect. It almost like roux it, but roux is like flour. But these tortillas very much break up in here. So there's that. And we'll add in the diced tomatoes and green chilies in a minute. And that'll be the end of the first batch. So, oh yeah, stuff is even burning to the bottom. That's very nice. So actually turn it down a little bit. So get this stuff in there, and then we'll just let it sit and stew for a little bit. So there we go. Mix that up a little bit. If it's a little dry at this point, just throw in a little bit more water. But I think that's just right. So I think this will just do a double batch. See how that's just about halfway full? So we'll be able to stuff a double batch into there. So sometimes too what I do is I just stuff the food into the cans, and I close that up. And there's some kind of like can lid too that I don't have, but today I have the Pyrex as well. I'll probably just take it out in Pyrex today. But it's still good to rinse the cans so that like bugs don't get attracted as much. Alright. I even have, there's proper bowls here that I can eat from. That'll be nice. Oh, let's see. Nat Free says, hey, back at it. Good to see you again, friend. How you doing? Orsac B says, have you been at work, man? Definitely. Nat Free says, reminds me of the Mexican rice too. Cumin, oregano, and something or other. And Gedon says, do you have a refrigerator here? Yes, I do. Mexican rice, cumin, oregano, and butter. Cool. Yep, so I can probably put one of these in the refrigerator and it not be super suspect. Hot girl. My God, I'm so sick of fast food. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. So I've been going to Del Taco I like Del Taco a lot. It's new to me. It's a nice alternative to Taco Bell, but yeah. It's got more, like they've got guac and stuff on the 8-layer veggie burrito. I just take off sour cream and cheese, and I add extra guac. Nice vegan treat. The sauce is very flavorful too. So Del Taco, hey, if you want to sponsor me, let's go. Oh, can't digest beans because of health issues. Fortunately I'm able to, so this works good for me, but yeah. I think rice and beans is kind of a complete protein combo too, so that's why it's so much like 1-to-1 rice and beans for me. Yummy. My God, so happy to not be on fast food. So if I think I'll only save a few dollars per day by not getting fast food, but my soul will be so much better for cooking my own food. Nat Free says, have you listened to positive affirmation channels? There's a channel, they do positive subliminals to help enhance memory, strength, and focus. Cool. Now I don't do the subliminals too much because I'd probably want to be able to read the source code of what they're subliminally programming me with. You know what I mean? Because it's sort of like if I give it consent to say, yeah, you can subliminally program me, and I'll trust this programming that you're going to do to me, then whatever they're going to do to you, you're kind of giving them permission. So from a spiritual perspective, I don't really mess with that. But if I had the source code and knew how it worked, then maybe I'd do it. Can never have too much salt, man. But yeah, I don't have anything, like if you need meat for protein or whatever. I'm in the business where I literally like prepare and taste and clean and all kinds of stuff with meat, because people eat meat for whatever reason. Like, I don't even like to tell people I'm vegan because they assume all kinds of, oh, you love the animals, oh, don't you know how bad, just, yes, I know more than you think. All right, I'm going to call that good. Eat a bowl and get round two going. The woman who not going to say anything. All right, so there's that, looking tasty. So now I can get like more produce and stuff like that. Really make this a hella good dish. But for now, it's just a bachelor dish, you know. I'm pretty sure these are already clean, but whatever. this into here. Add this into here. Okay, so non-stick / burned. My bad. All right, let's get some more water in there. What am I doing? We don't need that much water because we've already got water from the rice. Oh well. So yeah, I'm so much on muscle memory, but I have not done double batch like this, so errors are prone to come in. We'll add a little bit more rice. And that will be able to cook through the duration of this process as well. Line up our cans to open and just get that done. Now while we have a second, and let's test the hot plate functionality of this guy. I'll just put it at 200. Probably be smart to like put some kind of buffer on there, but 200 isn't even boiling water, so both of these containers should be okay with that. All right, it was going. So I'm using someone else's tool, this can opener, so of course it's the weakest link. Always bring your own tools. Yeah. See, imagine how nasty this would be inside of a vehicle. You do not want to mess with this stuff inside of a vehicle, man. And I've made this inside of my car. Don't tell anyone. One time, I tried it. And my coworker asked, why didn't she think of that? And I said, because you're smart. I did it with the propane stove, not an electric one, obviously. That's why she's smart. Like, I don't even have this much trouble opening it outside. It's just because this can opener is so whack. It's hard to get these lids open. Okay. There's that. The rice should probably be good. More salt. All right. Beans. More oil. Another good source of calories, a little more olive oil. So now that I have this, I'll be able to start thinking about seriously lifting. Because going to Taco Bell and stuff and lifting is not the greatest. Get On says you worked in kitchen previously. I've worked front of house previously, and as a dishwasher in high school. So, as like a 14-year-old or 15-year-old, I worked as a dishwasher. And then in like 2019, I worked front of house. And then in 2021, I started working back of house a lot, dishwasher, through a temp agency. And now I'm here full-time, basically morning dishwasher. And I do food prep and stuff. But, no, I just like cook for myself before. Void data, am I in an Airbnb? No, I'm in my co-working space. Which is why I'm shocked it took me so long to think of the idea of getting an electric cooktop. But I kept thinking like about bringing a propane cook system in here. Like, man, if I got busted with that, absolutely game over. And then earlier today, I saw something about electric cooktops, and I'm like, what? I looked on Amazon for prices. I'm like, I want it right now. So I drove to Target, and I just got the one that they had, which is this one. So it's a two top, pretty nice. This one's set at 200. It seems to be keeping these containers nice and warm. This one's set at 400. It is having a hard time boiling water. The water is just barely boiling though. So, tomato paste in there. Void data, what are you going to meal prep? I'm just making this Spanish rice. So I'm making 2 batches of it because I wasn't sure if 2 batches would fit into my double batch would fit into this new pan that I got or not. So pepper. I think I'll be able to make a double batch in here, and that should last me like 4 days, which would be about probably $50 to $60 worth of food. And I think it'll cost me about $15 for all this stuff. So I'll be saving a good amount, several dollars per day on food. So this $140 investment should pay itself off in a couple months. So I'll need more of that. If you go back on the channel, I've made taco bowl a couple times. If you search taco bowl for my channel page, you'll be able to see me make that a couple years ago. I'm pretty much out of a lot of these spices. It's been a while. Yeah, I've got all the receipts from all of this food, however many months back I bought it. It's just been in my trunk. I kept thinking, okay, I'll go to the park. No, I go to Taco Bell. Because it's not that much cheaper. And it saves so much time. I mean, it's not that much more expensive to go to Taco Bell, and it saves so much time. So this needs to be faster and cheaper. But this is better for my soul. Get On says, does the co-working space have 24/7 access? Yeah. I pay like $40 a month more for 24/7 access. So if I paid like $40 per month less, I would have 9 to 5 access. So that's definitely an expense that makes or breaks it, because I'm pretty much here like before 9, because that's when I start work, and after 9, or after like 4 or so, because I get off work, I go to the gym, take a shower, I do like one errand, and then I come here by like 4:30. That's way too soupy, man. We'll let that one simmer for a little bit longer. Probably just like pour some of that water into this one too, which is not dry, but like it'll equal out in the middle, and that'll be nice. So there are individual rooms with beds? No, there's no beds here. I sleep in my car. There's just desks and some offices and things like that in this kitchen. Individual rooms with beds would be SRO, single room occupancy. What are my thoughts on interracial dating? I said it's genocide. I didn't say it's genocide, but there's genocidal programming that would encourage interracial dating. So yeah, interracial dating is not genocide, but encouraging it would be genocide. So if people do whatever, like, I don't care, people can do what they want, but if like there's programming in the media to make it so that huge amounts of people do it and frown on dating between people of a certain race, then that's genocidal. And do I want to do it? It's because the reason I think I should not is because I know a lot of mixed race people and they have identity issues. And so, and I have identity issues too, so I can't even like raise a kid to be a culture. But if I can find a mother who has a culture that's similar and compatible to mine, like Nordic, then I would strongly, strongly prefer that. And yeah, like I'd overlook a lot of things for that. You know what I mean? Like ideally you don't have to, but it's always, you know, it's a game. Lar Hum says, "What's up? How you doing?" Testing out some new cooking equipment. I need to be patient with letting this one reduce. Avoid data. You've never been attracted to. Well, of all the races you use examples of, let's just say I've dated like 3 or 4 other races. And that's the thing. If you're attracted to it, then cool. But yeah, I've dated like 3 or 4 other races. Doesn't matter. We're not going to turn this into a Harlan's personal life channel. Get On says, how long did it take to get used to sleeping in my car? Do you have any back pains? Nope. And when I knew I was going to become homeless, like Thanksgiving of 2017, that's when I started telling people I think I'm going to become homeless. And I was homeless June of the following year. So people had like several months to like try to hook me up with a job or something. Didn't really come too much. But yeah, at that Thanksgiving, the last one that I was invited to ever, I slept in the car. And, you know, from there, like 9 months later, I was not too worried about moving into the car. So, put all my stuff in storage, and then, boom, moved into the car. Torture says, is this a trailer? No, it's an office space with a kitchen that I pay like $200 a month for access to 24/7. And I just got this cooktop right here. What do I think of I don't think of the healthcare situation. I can't even feed my, you know, like, why would I think about that situation when My own life is not even together. I got no idea. Yeah, this is doing. Oh, that's super hot. That's good. Let's get these tomatoes in there. That'll maybe give those a little bit more of that color that I'm looking for sure, for sure. Make sure we don't pour it out all over the computer. All right, heck yeah. I should start a van life channel. I literally just sleep in my car, so if I were like traveling around and doing freelance, like that nurse guy who lives in his car, his decked out Suburban or whatever now, like if I were making enough money to actually like have a built out vehicle, I'm literally just living in a completely unmodified Honda Civic, like. So yeah, I kind of consider myself like van life content in a way. I have, but not so much right now. Now I can't even bring myself to go for a hike. All I want to do is sit here and code. So what this channel originally was me coding and cooking on live stream. So more coding and cooking on live stream, I'd definitely be happy to do that. So this equipment in a way then is sort of an investment in that, toward that end. Let's mix that up. Kind of one batch was really runny and one batch was a lot more dry, so I'm just kind of mixing them so that they'll be normalized. Yeah. I noticed we're up to $21 per month Patreons. Thanks a lot for that, y'all. I haven't looked at like who has joined the Patreon or anything like that. I just got to make it. So now this is going to save me a ton of time. Even though I'm taking all this time to do this, once I've learned muscle memory, this will be so fast. And then also I won't have to drive once or twice a day to get food. Excuse me. So I'll be able to figure out how much time I save by doing this with the Receipts app. So stay tuned for that. Spending money is like literally creating motion. So there's gonna be momentum from this purchase. money sitting in your bank account getting stagnant is not the way. Because money is like water and it gets all stale. So, not too happy about this non-stick. I almost got the a ceramic coated one, and I wish I had. My other one is ceramic coated. I much prefer that. Look at that. I don't want to scrape that. I don't even have a steel wool scrubber. So this is going to be a problem. So I might just have to keep the cooking temperature lower. So that's kind of my bad. I'll take responsibility for that. But still, cleaning ceramic is way easier. This wood is doing an okay job, so that's good. And the burners are off. We'll just unplug it as well for safety. Too many channel, let's see. Should start a van life channel. Too many channels anyway, not easy. Get on says, I would have to remove the passenger seat. Not being able to sleep completely flat is something I would not be able to cope with. You'd get used to it. Void Data says I've recently started using Notion to organize my startup. I have not used Notion too much. I know of it, but I don't like to get onto things until they've been around for a while. Notion's probably been around long enough I could get on it, but we'll see. I'll have to look into the features. I usually like open source products that are self-hosted. So Torture says unless you get a good interest rate from it, something or other. John says no need for ceramic or non-stick, just learn how to properly cook on stainless steel. Yeah, I already called myself out on that. Thanks, John Simani. Yeah, said I just got to control the temperature better. But yeah, so I don't feel burned even though I'm hanging out 3 inches from a still warm cooktop. Get On has the ceramic coating still intact. I'm too concerned about ingesting. Yeah, well, I would not get Teflon or something. Ceramic, I'm fine if I ingest a little bit, I guess, but it's pretty much it's worn down over 8 or 9 years. So yeah, and I do not eat seafood, so other people who eat seafood eat plenty of microplastic from that for sure. I am vegan, so I eat microplastics from vegetables, not fish. All right, there's my harvest. This will feed me for a while. Now we just got to clean up a little bit. Hopefully it's okay. So yeah, this is a new pan, new cooktop, so I'll give myself a pass for burning the stuff. I'll see to it that won't happen again. John is a stainless steel fan. He says, can't beat stainless steel, brother. The important thing is you're learning a skill many people take for granted and don't bother learning how to cook. Heck yeah. Meal prep, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this cooktop, 60, 70 bucks, pretty good. I think I got the receipt in my pocket. So the cooktop was $59.99. The pan was $24.99. I got a $5 cutting board, and that bag was 30 bucks. And it looks like it's already ripping from being pushed into the cooktop. So you get what you pay for. But yeah, it's a dual top. It's pretty nice. I used one on, it has 200, 300, and 400 degree settings. I used one on 200 degrees as a warmer, so that seemed to work pretty good. And then one on like 400, it was able to boil water a little bit. Sounds like an amazing deal, says John. Yeah, it's gonna pay for itself with money I save from not going to fast food. So I had been cooking with propane in the park, the same meal, and whenever I look at stuff like this, I'm thinking through the lens of van life, actually. So I didn't think to get an electric cooktop prior, but I just had this idea like 3 hours ago, and within like 20 minutes I was on my way to Target. So heck yeah, man, this is gonna be great. Void data, have I thought about renting a room instead of an apartment? Yeah, it's just I've got to like have enough money to be able to pay for like a month or whatever. And at the end of the month, the thing is, it's just not so uncomfortable in the car that I really care. I spend so little time there. But B, it's just like I can just barely afford like $800 a month apartment. So if I'm paying like $1,200 a month for a room, I just obviously can't afford that. So I need to find a room comparable with like $800 a month rent, which if it's $800 a month for rent and people have to get their cut, then it's going to be kind of hard to find it for that rate, you know? So I just don't care that much. Like, if I can find something for that price, great. But it's like basically I just need to save $5,000, pay my old landlord current, so he'll give me a good reference. I've had nothing but good references at places, except one place in like 2012 where there was just a leak under the sink and I didn't call him about it the whole time I lived there. So, and I think he still only kept half the security deposit. So he might even, you know, that was hella my bad, for sure. Not sure says, hey bro, what's up? I don't think I said it. That one. John says, in saving doctors and prescription bills because you're prioritizing your health at home. Amen. Yeah, I mean, I think I make sensible as possible fast food choices, but, you know, nothing like cooking for yourself. Absolutely nothing. And then roommates, I don't want to deal with roommates. Like, if I can't be alone at home and have whole control of the space, it's not my home. It's another space that I'm in, so I'm not going to pay for another space to be in. I'm going to pay for a home, or my car is enough like a home. Like, despite the problems, it's a lot like a home. Torture says, read somewhere that 80% have less than 5,000 in the bank. Yeah, I'd be surprised if a lot of people had 5,000 in the bank. Laura Hum says, even though I'm 100% white, I'm not from a single country. My 4 grandparents are Scottish, Italian, Lithuanian, and German, and people wonder why people got no culture and stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't really know. Like, I call white people a slave identity. It's like given, and it's like the whole like mixing bowl thing. So it is kind of a real thing if you want it to be. But I'll try to like be some culture that's not just consumer, like, I don't know, like, I've done really well with Korean women, like with Korean culture. Like, they're like, oh, you're so like so it's like, it's interracial, but if that culture fits me good, you know, it's like that, be like that, whatever. But I kind of want to try like more Nordic kind of stuff. Void Data saw closure to LinkedIn. Heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't think I'm a bad speaker. It's just hard to like watch myself like I watch other people, you know? Not sure says, lol at that catitude wall thing. Cats are the best. I can't do roommates either. Yeah. I would not be surprised if the owner had a cat that looks like that, because she has a dog that looks like the, I don't know if you can see the Boston as well. She's got a Boston that she brings sometimes. It wouldn't surprise me if she had a cat like that. Yeah, I suppose I'll let these just like cool down a little bit. And I'll throw them in the fridge. And we'll see. I doubt anyone will say anything. Should be fine. Like, it's not weird. I don't think it would be weird for an office person to bring a couple bins of rice to last for the rest of the week. Like, I don't think this would be unacceptable at all to stick in an office fridge. And that's what we're talking about here, is an office fridge. So. Oh yeah, lime juice. Void Data says put lime juice on that. That would be excellent. Yep. John says, heck yeah. Lean into your birthright. Asian woman being able to lock down a Caucasian man is seen as a status symbol in Asian culture. Not sure says, what are you making eating? I only got a few minutes. It's Spanish rice and beans. So I got some. It's made with some tomato sauce, some black beans, and some diced tomatoes with chilies. So my next project will be, I've gotten pretty good at dicing peppers and tomatoes at work, and maybe I'll try a tomato sauce. So I'll save a little bit more money. It'll be a little bit more homemade. I'm gonna dish myself up another bowl of this. And yeah, I'll definitely be adding a lot more freshness to it. Because this is literally just like made outside usually, like camp food. John says sounds good. Heck yeah. Let's see. Still got all this burnt crap on the pan. Usually heat will help release things. I can tell you that as a professional dishwasher, hot water is a pretty darn good solvent. It'll get stuff right off a lot of times. The less scrubbing and chemicals, the better. Coming. You guys seen the Stale Cracker channel? He did some Cajun candy recently. I told my boss about it, so it's perfect that he did Cajun candy the day after I told him, because it's a nice vegan treat actually. He puts honey in there. I'll call honey vegan because I'm not like, you know, that kind of vegan. Because it's, I guess it's similar to milk. But it is from a plant product too, so the bees stole the pollen first. So stealing pollen from bees, it's like karma, so whatever. A little more hot water on that. A little soap. Leave it decently concentrated. Salts. Ooh, it's almost done. Hopefully it doesn't scratch the steel. I think it should be okay. Oh yeah. That salt did the trick. See, if you guys want a top cam, you've got to start investing in the channel so I can buy that kind of equipment. John says, being you have Nordic ancestry, does that make it easier to become a citizen of Scandinavia? I have no idea. Torture says, how many times can you eat the same thing before it gets old? I've not found that limit yet, Torture. And not sure, am I still looking at a van? I haven't looked at a van in a while, but yeah, I'm just not even thinking about it. I'm not even thinking about a ban or anything. Like, I want to get into like a straight up housing, fixed structure housing. And van life sounds fun and all, but I'm just I gotta get some money, and I know I can make money doing computer stuff, so I gotta get set up to do computer stuff. Like, that's exactly what I'm doing to the best of my ability with what I have. So if I thought I could do it faster by quitting the co-working space and getting 2 jobs and blah blah blah, I would straight up do that. But just one day at a time, staying afloat with what's working, not changing too many variables. All right, this will be a lesson on, I punished myself by having to clean this, so definitely do as John says and learn to properly cook with it next time. So yeah, I'll have to figure out how to pack this stuff up in a way that's efficient to bring back and forth and put in the trunk and everything. I had hoped that everything would fit in that bag, but that's not the case. Put the cutting board in there. If I get more utensils, like a knife and stuff, I can put it in there. The strainer, does not quite fit over the top of this guy, unfortunately. But no, that's not going to work. Well, hey, that's not bad. If it's over the corner. All right, all right. So that's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Not sure why it's lagging so much. What's homeless guy doing spending all this money on a bag? He could have just used plastic bags, man. Why you gotta ball out? That's why you're homeless. I hear ya. All right. So then this stuff. Depending if there's actual cans. bring this over here so you guys can see something more interesting. Yeah, I'm just simulating like my next trip when I come in. Same stuff. Gonna have these cans, these tortillas, this rice, these spices, this pot. These containers. Spices, naturally seasoned, like they would go inside the pot. Yup. And then I just have to fit a container this size because the smaller one will be inside of there. So, and the cans, we would think we would put them in last because that's our consumable item. So that's that, rice, and some cans. Be very careful not to cut our finger. You ever cut your finger on a can? The lid, maybe we can sacrifice if we don't quite have enough room.